This week, we are going to cover a lot. Insane rage bait in Wynncraft, huge updates on guilds, and records broken on the Discord. So stay tuned and let's get right into it. I'm your host Sugo, and welcome to This Week in Wynncraft, where we cover everything that happened this week. Starting off with the first section being major news, including changelog, patches, and highlights. The Wynncraft Discord, out of all things, has hit a new record. The voice chats have been super active lately, and thanks to the effort of countless individuals, some of who you will see in the image shown on the screen, the voice chats were able to hit a staggering 100 hours of continuous activity. That is honestly insane, and huge props to everybody who contributed. Build Showcase. This week's build showcase is this Warp Lutron build that utilizes Time Rift, Cold Wave, and Old Keeper's Ring to stack up on major IDs, since you can get the normal stats through the blue beacons in the Lutron. What's going on with wars and guilds? Sequoia has currently moved their claims, and in the new season, they are now in the Ragni Plains. Following this, their claims have now been under constant attack, alongside the Aquatus AQ claims, which have been under attack by Evo Avicia, although the latter isn't as successful, as you will see in the meme of the week. Raid meta updates. This week, in raid meta updates, nothing much has changed. Yeah. But I will give a shout out to Summoner, as it has risen back up in the ranks with builds that can give a lot more damage than Acolyte sometimes, unless you're playing Resonance, while giving sustain to your Trickster teammates as well. Aspects and item loot pools this week. Welcome to the segment of the news where I showcase the aspects and the loot pools of the week. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. Here are the aspects this week, and here are the Lutron pools this week. In particular, there aren't any really good Lutron pools this week, but if I had to, I would grind the Canyon Lutron this week for the Nirvana, Corkin Augments, and the Shiny Fantasia. Huge thanks to Norifish for providing the pools. On to the major guide changes. Listen guys, I've lost a lot of motivation the past week or two for updating guide, but this week I finally put myself together and saw all the issues that were with the builds. They're all queued up. Once my end semesters end, I will instantly update the guide and fix everything that's broken, including the Warp Lutron build I showcased earlier. I am genuinely deeply sorry for the delay, and I will be updating tutorials soon as well. On to the drama coverage! Oh yes! Another community feedback slop drama. At this point, I'm just farming that channel. So this week, we got the Battle of the Centuries. A well-known rage baiter by the name of Bhead5, or also known as I'm a Bee Lover, was rage baiting in a community feedback channel made about healing being too strong in Wynncraft. And to their success, they were able to get a lot of people riled up and cause very comedic arguments. But let's back up a bit and go over how we came to the situation in the first place. So the thread started with a person wanting to nerf Lightbender. Why? Because they wanted to remove immortality in Wynncraft. But this was met with a very negative response to it. One of the most well-known Lightbender mains, the Slime Warrior, stepped in and broke down the issues with the thread, which caused the original poster, who actually had an analysis in the thread originally, to remove said analysis because Slime broke it down. Now the thread was going normally, people were having normal conversations, there were actually productive talks going on there, until the rage bait dropped. Now for comparisons, the Slime Warrior sent an Olympic build from the build guide to show some damage examples, and then the rage baiter dropped. Bhead came there and said the build was bad, only to respond with a worse build, causing a lot of people to get annoyed at them. Now this notorious rage baiter saw the opportunity and started rage baiting others by saying that they don't play the game at max level, and that they level through raids. By they I mean B. And unfortunately, people fell for the bait. Now this is where many other people come in as well. So B-Lover started spreading wrong information, likely on purpose, and like a fish to a hook. People unfortunately replied to their bait. Now B saw their targets, now locked in their sights, and started baiting many individuals continuously by saying stuff like those individuals being bad at the game, or B being an extremely smart genius, a prodigy even. While initially not realizing that this was bait, people started lashing out at them, making their rage bait unfortunately successful. However, they also ended up getting flamed very bad, as you will see with the screenshots. By they I mean B again. From the people they were trying to bait in the end, who actually realized that they were being baited, so they started flaming B. Now I will ask you, my viewers, is this bait or is this person actually like this? On to the next section, the newest Green or High Roll Mythic Showcase. This week's Green Showcase is the Green Crusade Sabatons by Quetqual. On to the next section, Best Videos of the Week. This week's video is by the gamer person and it's called The End of Wynncraft, where he finishes up his Wynncraft playthrough. I would really recommend all my viewers to go check out the video series and the videos that came out before as well. On to the Wynncraft meme of the week. Now folks, this week there are two memes of the week. One for the people who are active in the guild community, as I mentioned before, and one for the general player base. The guild one is called Avo on Cons, where the guild Avo attacks the guild AQ, but they end up attacking connection territories which aren't connected to a headquarters, so they wasted their time. The other one is the Canyon Colossus meme by Dammit. On to the next section, the best community feedback thread. There are two best community feedback threads this week, but let's get over the first one. The best community feedback thread of this week goes to this thread called I'm Very Lazy, which suggests that you should be able to directly relist items for sale when they expire on the trade market. It's a very high quality of life suggestion and I like this a lot. But wait, there's another feedback thread worthy of getting the mention, which is this one, which says that the Annihilation, the world event, should have stats after a run, similar to the end of the raid, to show how everybody contributed in the party. This week was packed with drama and lots of fun. What the hell? This week was packed with drama and lots of fun. But that's about it for this week's folk. If you enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing, and huge thanks to Alex for editing this video. I will link their socials in the description, and I shall take my leave now. Peace! This is my second take, I hate myself.